Hi! You probably thought you'd dive right into the show, but I think you ought to know going in that I only used James' audio this week. Mine was garbage. We played a whole trivia game that I put together myself, but you're not going to be able to listen to that. Anyway, we still got a good 20 minutes for you, so please enjoy.
Lesson 15. 15th lesson. The hotel.
I have coworkers who met cooler famous people. Like, for instance, I have a few coworkers who met Steve Albini.
Nice.
Yeah, he showed up in the movie theater a handful of times.
And you have to tell me, of course, what bands are he associated with?
Big Black.
Big Black.
Shellac.
Okay. Hey, I got one.
And, the last one's a bit uncomfortable. Rape Men?
Yes, the Rape Men.
Yeah. But people know Steve Albini more as being a music producer than they do him being in a band.
He's sort of the punk Brian Eno that way.
He's the punk rock Brian Eno. He's produced Surfer Nova by the Pixies, Goo by Sonic Youth, which is really funny because Rape Man has a song about one of the members about Sonic Youth. I believe the track is called Kim Gordon's Panties. Anyway, whoopsie! Let me turn off my ringer. How unprofessional of me. But his biggest accolade probably has to be the album In Utero by Nirvana. Yes. It's funny because he's known for being like a really cheap music producer. I mean, we couldn't afford him like off the bat. I think it's like $2,000 a session.
But I take it that's pretty good as far as music producers go.
Oh, yeah. That's really cheap as far as music producers go. I always wanted an album produced by Steve Albini. So ever since I was in high school.
And it can happen as long as he doesn't die.
I gotta come up with the $2,000. You hear that, podcasters?
Hey, that'll be our new goal on Patreon.
Yeah. Get James's album produced by Steve Albini.
Yeah, I like it.
You hear that, Steve? I'm coming for you.
One of our listeners.
I'll bring your doppelganger.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
You do look like Steve Albini.
I'll get the haircut. I'll wear whatever he wears. We have got to look at a video for a very specific, time and place and just recreate it.
You look like young Steve Albini.
The two main meals of the day, lunch and dinner, are both more or less alike.
Ooh. Did you feel that, viewers? I cracked my ankles. It's very easy to crack my right ankle. Because when I was 20 years old, I had what I like to call the summer of sprained ankles. I injured my ankle like a total of 5 or 6 times. The first time I was on the 24 to visit Arrow, getting off in Bernal Heights. Now, for those of you who live in San Francisco and are familiar with the neighborhood Bernal Heights, it's a lot of hills. With the San Francisco Muni system, usually if a bus stops on top of a hill, like a very steep hill, the bus will lower, right?
That whole thing you hear, the bus going...
Bus didn't lower. I was pretty drunk at that point. We were drinking a bottle of Taka. For those of you who don't know what Taka is, just imagine the cheapest vodka you've ever drinking, but then make it one level cheaper. Yeah, and I didn't have a job. I was 20, and I remember having to put in my money with 2 friends, 2 other friends, to get a fifth of Taka. I think a fifth of Taka is like $10. Anyway, bus didn't lower. I didn't realize that. I took one step and my foot landed between the bus and the curb, and I just started and I twisted my ankle, and I fell on my face, and I broke the Taka, and my friends were really mad. But it's funny because Taka comes in a plastic bottle. I didn't break the bottle. I broke the cap. And all of the Taka came out. But it's okay. My friend had like leftover beers and there's like some ketamine. That's a different story for a different day. But
We'll put a pin in that.
yeah. But yeah.
Just like you should have put a pin in your ankle bone.
Oh yeah, the second time I sprained my ankle that summer, my ankle just healed up, and my friends had given me a call because I'd spent like 2 weeks not really doing anything. Like a week and a half. They're like, "Hey, James, we're playing basketball at Palega Park." Okay. I go there, call them. Oh my god. I show up there, 12-pack, fifth of Evan Williams. We just down it. I'm shit-faced. And I go and I try to shoot the J, right? I did not tie my shoe. And I stepped on my shoelace. And then I heard...
Do you bring that much to any basketball game? That's just your carrying bag?
Booze?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no. The booze were already there.
Okay, that's better.
I was welcomed with booze.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember going to the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, you sprained your ankle again."
Not judging you or anything.
He was like, "What happened this time?" I was like, "Well, you know, doc, I had a few drinks and just played some basketball." Or no, I said I shoot some hoops. They're like, "Hey, try not to fucking play any drunk basketball."
While you're healing, right?
While I'm healing. The third time. I'll tell you the other 2 times in another podcast, but the third time. If anyone here is familiar with the prescription drug Xanax.
Well, now that's for the noggin, isn't it? Or is it a painkiller?
It's an anti-anxiety pill.
Okay, for the noggin, as I am wont to say.
Yes, it's a noggin pill. Should not be consumed with alcohol.
Good advice.
I feel like it's a given by now, but I didn't know at the age of 20. I'd only taken Xanax like once or twice before that. I had 1 beer while I was on Xanax, and I blacked out. But before I blacked out, I remember trying to skate down a hill, a grass hill.
Up at the bottom.
Yeah. Sprained my ankle. Again. Yeah. And the other 2 times weren't really that fun. But yeah. That was the summer of sprained ankles by James Bryan. I turned that into a children's story.
Hey, I'd illustrate that.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for some sort of bionic boot for you.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think I've sprained my ankle ever since then. I don't know. I can't think of... Oh! There was one time I sprained my... This is the 4th time. I was on the N, and it was 9 or 10 o'clock. And there a bunch of Meanie Cops came on at like 9th Avenue. I was like, what?
But they just out drinking? Are they all there to do one job?
Yeah, they're all there to like cite the 10 people on the train.
I feel like you need one guy for that tops.
I know. And I see the Meanie Cops, and I try to run off. Fell. Sprained my ankle. And the last time, I was really really drunk. I do not remember how I sprained my ankle. But I do remember waking up the next day. Oh, okay. No, I think I fell out of something. Like, I think I fell off of a bathroom.
Fell off of a bathroom?
Yeah. There's this bathroom in this kids' park that we used to climb up to drink on. Pretty sure I fell off of it, but it was grass underneath. I wasn't, like, on the top, you know, I was on the side. I do remember waking up in my underwear next to my friend, and I had a bunch of blood, dried blood, on the side of my face and on my arm. And there was vomit on my curtains. And I was like, oh, I had work that day. I had work at Victory! Oh, but this is before we knew each other. This is on my first go-around. Oh my god. And I wake up and I'm just like, dude, I gotta clean myself up. And I remember rolling off of my bed and putting, like, weight on my ankle, and I immediately fell on my face because I'd sprained my ankle and I did not realize that.
These all feel like moralistic tales against, you know, overindulging or stealing or riding a bus without paying.
Do you know what the craziest part about it was? All 5 times were the same ankle.
Yeah, I mean, I figure they must be the one that's cracking now.
Yeah, it's the right one.
Yowza.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fell off of something.
Pretty soon you'll be able to make it do a 180.
Those those of you who were at that party that night, let me know. There was like a petri dish of alcohol that night. There was vodka, whiskey, rum, tequila, beer, wine. It was crazy. And, you know, I had to sample it all. Not a good idea. But yeah. Oh, man. Tim, you ever been blackout drunk before?
No, never blackout drunk.
See, a common misconception about being blackout drunk. A lot of people think when someone's blackout drunk, that means they're passed out. No. You're functioning. Yeah, you just are not going to remember what happens. Yeah, I don't even remember how I got home that night. I just woke up next to my friend, spooning. I was the little spoon, because, you know, throw up, curtains. But yeah, I remember rolling over him to get out of my bed. And I tried to, yeah. Oh man, I was like, okay, I gotta shower. Boom! I just dropped like a sack of bricks. And I'm just crawling to the crutches that are in my closet. Because I keep crutches with me. Because I know I'm probably going to sprain my ankle.
I guess we learned to adapt.
Yeah, hell yeah. I evolved him. Yeah. Oh, man. I still hope I have those crutches. That would suck if I didn't.
I wonder what... I don't think I've broken a bone.
Really?
I don't think I've done like I've crushed a toe, but it only resulted in what the doctors would call an evulsion or something like that.
I broke my... I fractured, right, like, below my elbow, and I broke my wrist. Yes.
Elbone running down?
No. Just like I was like a minor fracture.
Fracture there, broken there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you how. It was 4th grade. I had a pretty noticeable crush on this one girl. I think her name was like Jocelyn Rizzoli. Jocelyn Rizzoli. If you're listening to this, give me a call sometime.
We gotta catch up.
We gotta catch up. If you're even still alive. I don't know. This was a long time ago. 4th grade?
Anything could have happened.
Seriously.
If the television show 6 Feet Under has taught me anything.
So I tried my hardest to impress her. And I remember one day she said that she liked boys that were like fearless, right? So it's like, okay.
This feels like she's either trying to weed people out or deliberately, throw you into a dangerous situation.
I don't know. All I know is I was like, no fear, I got you. And I climbed up this ledge that was really only like 5.5 feet tall, maybe 6 feet.
Taller than you from the sound of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely from 4th grade. Yeah, I thought being, how old are you in the 4th grade? 9? 10? Like around that age? Being a 10-year-old, it feels a lot more, like 5 feet feels a lot more than,
Well, if you can't see over it, it's gonna feel pretty big.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say it was about 5, maybe 5.5 feet. And I start walking on this ledge, and she's like, boring. And then I do a cartwheel, and she's like, oh. And then I remember dancing on it.
This sounds sadistic.
Yeah. And I remember in my routine, like slipping on a leaf, hitting my elbow on the ledge, turning around, trying to like break my fall because my brother was a skater, and he told me if you fall, fucking
half second. Zoom into flashback. Remember, James, if you fall, you gotta break it with your wrist.
He's like, protect your face. Don't walk out with a concussion. I put my hands up. Bam! Breaks my wrist. My face hits the pavement anyway, but I didn't get a concussion. But I did get cut up, and like half of my face is bruised. My friends call me Two-Face for like 2 weeks straight.
Two-Face Harvey.
Mr. Harvey Dent, yeah. And I remember I got up, and I was like, ow. And they were like, James, you okay? I was like, yeah. I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Justin, I'll meet you back here when I'm coming back.
I go to the bathroom, wash my face off, wash my hands. I go, and the park director was like,
hey kid, you got some sweet moves.
He was like,
I've been watching you.
Oh my god. Oh god, the park director, he was like, James, you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know, my face hurts, my arm kind of hurts. And then he sits me down in the office and closes the door, and he looks at my hand and like shakes a little bit. He goes, oh yeah, it's broken. And when he told me that, all of the pain just shot into my wrist, and I start screaming, and I'm like, what? Ah! And I'm just like, I'm gonna die. And then someone called an ambulance, and I had to go. And I remember my cousin Ricky picking up my brother and sister. Well, I wasn't there, but that's what I guess happened, and then my mom met me in the hospital, and she almost like fought somebody in the waiting room. And she said it was really funny because like in hindsight they were like in the right, you know. I only had a broken arm, and like I think she was about to fight somebody whose like son was really ill, like had like really and yeah, that was the only time I like, well, aside from my ankle, but fractures are like minor breaks, you know. You don't need a cast for a fracture, you just wrap it up. But this is the only time I like broke something was my wrist. Yeah. I remember she signed my cast, though. Hey. Yeah, woo!
Really in that game.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I remember trying so hard. And then eating sugar.
I enjoyed every minute of it. What did you think of it?
I thought it was splendid. I haven't laughed so much for a long time.
Neither have I. It was extremely good.
Yes, wasn't it? I thought the acting was excellent.
So did I. The whole thing was first-rate from beginning to end.